Hello, Identity5 gamers! Today we're going to check out the latest Q&A that the developers have released, and I'm actually pretty excited about it because there is a lot of cool news on it, at least in my opinion. Before we jump into it, I want to do my little essence polls here, get them out of the way, see if we can get anything cool. What's up, Forward? What's up, Zeus IDV? I'm very close to getting a gold here. I think in 3 more polls after these 2, I should be able to get something cool. Ew, Bonbon, what the heck? I don't want that, bro. I want nothing to do with Bonbon. Okay, no gold for here, but can we get a new B tier? Let's see. We already got Thieves, so that's just more fragments. I'll take it, I'll take it. And as a status update to my Hunter rank session, I actually did really well. I only had 1 loss in the last rank session that I did. Everything else was almost 4K. There was 1 3K. Everything else here was a 4K, except for this match, but literally it was against a full VC team with Mind's Eye and Seer, and all they did was hide it out. Mind's Eye literally had camouflage. So yeah, it was pretty rough. They're also X peak tiers, so you know, that's funny, but you know, I think otherwise I did pretty good in that session. Here we are. It is time to go over the latest Q&A. First up, we have balance patches here, and this is please consider buffing the Night Watch first. And they basically say no. Night Watch is pretty good, guys. He's not bad. He's not getting buffed. I thought this one was pretty funny because I'm a Night Watch main, and you know, I would take any buffs, but he doesn't need a buff. He's fine. I think he's perfectly fine. He does not need a buff. He does not need a nerf. I think Night Watch is fine how he is. Next up, we have buffing and nerfing are based on evidence. Can Nightmare be buffed? And they say Nightmare has low difficulty of use, but to reach its limit still requires a high level of proficiency. Therefore, it has a decent win rate, and in some high tier games, we will continue to monitor its performance for adjustments. Yeah, so Nightmare needs a buff. The thing is, Nightmare is good against teams that don't have VC, because it's hard to like call out where the birds are sometimes. His map pressure can be really good. He has like one of the best end games in the entire game, actually, just being able to have double teleport and lock off both gates, basically. So he's basically guaranteed like a 1K no matter what, unless like he gets absolutely cooked the entire game. But yeah, Nightmare, he does need a buff. He needs a buff. He's garbage. He's actually garbage. For the third question, they're asking, the optimization of Geisha's dash hit is very good, but is the back end win rate normal? It's really hard to counter at the moment. So yeah, this was Geisha. She got like, I shouldn't say shadow buff, but her dashes are like more clean, I guess. I don't play Geisha, so I don't really know what that means, but apparently they're like more clean and accurate. And they say currently Geisha has a high usage rate across all tiers with a medium win rate. We will continue to monitor its performance. So yeah, Geisha is a very old hunter. And when it comes to top level players, they have figured out how to kite Geisha like so well. In the mid tier, she's kind of a god because nobody really knows how to deal with her. So it can be really, really tough to deal with Geisha, especially on like a good map like Chinatown or something. Maybe on like Arms Factory or like Red Church, it can be pretty rough for Geisha. But on a good map, Moonlit, Chinatown, probably Ever Sleeping too, she can do really, really well. But no, she does not need a nerf. Next up, we have a question about Fire Investigator. They're asking, Fire Investigator's airbags should have in-game highlights to indicate their presence, as it's difficult in solo games to know if they still exist. Even teammates don't know where they are. And they say there are plans to add an outline highlight to airbags within a certain range. So this is a very, very, very small buff to Florin. Basically, just giving the other servers information on where they are. It's not like an actual just straight up buff. It's just like an info buff, which is nice because I'm pretty sure Toy Merchant catapults do the same, where you can kind of see where they are on the map. So I hope when you get into a certain range, Florian's airbags will be visible as well. Next up, they have a question about Evil Reptilian in Crystal Ball mode. I don't really know about this too much. I don't play Crystal Ball mode too often, but apparently he was broken, so they're nerfing him in that. That's pretty funny. For question 6, they say buff Forward, as Forward's current strength does not match the 30% decoding speed reduction. So yeah, Forward is not in a great spot in the meta. I will actually agree with this. However, I don't think Forward needs a buff. I would like to just have him adjusted because he can be really, really strong, especially if he gets like an extremely long stun. He is one of the only characters that can rescue at half health safely, along with like Mercenary and a few others if he stuns on chair. But they say Forward currently has a decent win rate. However, due to its higher difficulty and use of greater risk, we are continuously monitoring its performance for adjustments. So yeah, that 30% decoding is crazy, especially nowadays. Forward isn't really picked anymore because the meta has kind of come down to, oh, we literally can't kite long enough against stuff like Gamekeeper and Opera Singer, and we need all the decoding that we can get. So you don't even see people picking Priestess as often because she has a very small decoding buff. Cypher Rush is the meta meta right now because hunters are getting stronger and stronger, and the only way to counter them is by just, double tide, and then Cypher Rush. Like that's basically like how you beat Opera Singer is double tide, Cypher Rush, and that's it. And just kind of pray that you can kite well. It's a very fast-paced meta right now. As for question 7, they ask, when will the optimization for Cowboys decision-making on special accessories be done? I don't really know what this means, but it's in development. Yeah, so that's a thing. Now here we go. We have story up next, and the first question for story-related things are, when does the main storyline continue? And they say next year. So I can only assume that this means that Hunter Melly it will not be coming out this year, which is sad because I didn't think it would take them this long to update the story. To my knowledge, Ash Memory Chapter 1 came out like early 2023, Chapter 2 came out late 2023, and the third chapter is going to come out in 2025? That's like pretty crazy. I mean, I think they're getting closer to actually doing like the stuff in the game, so maybe it'll be really, really intense. I don't like the fact that it's being next year. I hope it's early next year. I hope it's like January, February. If they do like spring or summer of next year, bro, that's like such a long time for Hunter Melly. And also the story, but you know, she'll probably be released alongside Chapter 3 of Ash of Memory. At least that's what I assume. Next up, we have a very interesting question here. I was actually like really interested in this one. And they ask, will future updates of the main storyline by experimental groups, I don't know what they mean by that specifically, but which group story will be updated after Hullabaloo? So they say both will be included, and that's talking about different groups of survivors. For those who don't know, in the lore, there are canon games, right? I think one of the most commonly known games are obviously the Ash Memory characters, Orpheus, Alice, Frederick Kreberg, Norton, and Melly. Then we have, the original, like the beta game. It's not game 1, but it's Gardener, Lawyer, Thief, Hellumber, and Doc. That's another group. So it's stuff like that, right? And then this time, after Hullabaloo, it will be Experiment Group 0, with the addition of Mercenary's Diary being available before Hullabaloo. So Hullabaloo, I believe, is coming in the fall. So we're going to get Mercenary's Diary probably before then. So that's pretty cool. What's interesting is Group 0, for those who don't know, that is Orpheus, because he was in multiple games. But yeah, that's Orpheus, Novelist, Psychologist, Patient, Mind's Eye, and Sculptor, I believe. So, yeah, if we can get some cool cutscenes, not only with the Hullabaloo crew, but also Group 0, that's going to be really cool, dude. I hope they keep doing more and more story, because I actually really like the story in Identity 5, and I hope they dive deeper into the lore, but I really want them to keep continuing Ash's memory like as consistent as possible, because, well, I like Melly, and that's definitely not the only reason why. Yep. Next up, we have some other questions here. They ask, when will the new engine on the test server launch? So yeah, they've been making a new server, apparently, where they're just optimizing a bunch of things like performance. There's a rumor that they're optimizing ping, though I'm not entirely sure if that's true. It's mainly just making the graphics and the performance of the game better. So that's cool. And they have another question here. I don't really think it's important, so we can skip this one. Then this one right here is actually one that I am super happy about. It's question 3, and that is the Entomologist champion costume for GG really going to show her face? So, to my knowledge, there was rumors that it was going to show Melly's face. I don't know if that was like requested by GG specifically, but the answer to that is no, the face will not be revealed. So, I was a bit like on the fence at first if I wanted that, because I thought, okay, it could be kind of unique for Melly, but the whole point of Melly is that she hides her face, and like that's like her main thing, right? Nobody else really. I can't say nobody else does that because you have stuff like Seer, but you know, she's one of the main characters that does that, and I really like that they keep that like a trend for her. So I'm glad she will not have her face revealed in her upcoming champion costume. So I'm really happy to hear about that. And speaking of Seer, question 4, they ask, will the Seer Noir offline package ever be restocked? Waiting only drives the scalpers' prices up. So I actually don't know what Noir is, but I guess it will be restocked. So people who like Seer Noir costume, good for you guys. Next up, we have some schedule-related questions for content in the future. Question 1, they say, is it true that Line Friends crossover will return soon? For those who don't know the Line Friends, that is the Coney Melly skin and the Bear Mercenary skin, I think that's right. Maybe I'm wrong. It's the Mercenary skin though, and also Coney Melly. So I would like to come back just so I can have all the Melly skins, but that's about it. For question 2, they ask, will Pet Alexander have a chance to return in the future? And they say, yeah, probably. So I don't really know what Alexander is, but apparently people want it. For question 3, they ask, when will the new costume for Undead be available? And they say the new costume for Undead is already scheduled. So Percy fans, I know he has like literally 0 drip. He's got like what? 1 costume, maybe 2. He has like a crossover costume, but I think he has like maybe 2 or 3 skins. Like he barely has any. He basically has like nothing. So Percy fans, you're gonna finally be eating good sometime soon. Regarding events, the first question is pretty irrelevant. I don't think it really matters. But the second question they ask, when will the shout emote of some characters from the Promised Neverland crossover return? All the characters' shout emotes are not limited, and the Koa 2 Essence shout emote has returned once. Since the shout emotes from the Promised Neverland crossover are not limited, why not make... I can only assume they say, why not make them come back? And they say these emotes will return, scheduled to be released in the upcoming summer version. So yeah, Promised Neverland crossover, to my knowledge, happened like 4 or 3 years ago. There's like 2 parts to it. So it's gonna be kind of cool to have those emotes come back. I don't really know what emotes they are because I wasn't around for that. So yeah, you guys can let me know in the comments about that. For question 3, they ask, when will the sticker token in the event store be available as an event reward? There are still several stickers I want to exchange. Yeah, I actually agree with this because that like exists, but I've never got a token. Like I've been playing this game for like 10 months, not a single token, dude. And their answer is new stickers and events to obtain sticker tokens will be added simultaneously with the launch of new stickers. So yeah, I don't know what that means, but that's gonna be a thing soon. For question 4, they ask, will there be a little girl character day event this year? Which is weird because I think she should have had hers last year. Cause didn't she release along Novelist, and isn't it his second, or is it his first? I actually don't remember. Anyway, they say yes, Little Girl Character Day event will be launched on September 13th. So guys, the little girl is the only character I've never played in Identity 5 before. So September 13th, mark your calendars. That's the day we're finally playing Little Girl. Oh boy. Question 5, they ask, since new characters are getting their theme songs, please consider adding theme songs for all the characters. There's a lot of characters that I have to work on theme songs for, but they say, okay, we will arrange this step by step. So that basically means we're considering it. But yeah, I think Pharaoh Lady, Goatman, and Knight are all coming with like new lobby themes that'll be exclusive to them. I think that's how that works. I don't know. It seems pretty cool though, so I'd like to have one for Entomologist in the future. For question 6, they ask, have you considered extending the availability of ranked modes for lower ranks throughout the day or for a longer period? And they say, we have recently been discussing the duration of ranked modes. We will consider this carefully. So they only ask about lower ranks. It doesn't say anything about higher ranks, and I'm not really in the low ranks anymore. Like I'm usually like in Griffin and above for Survivor, and same with Hunter. I'm usually like just kind of chilling in Manticore. So I don't know if that impacts me. That's when the times get shorter, by the way. If you've never reached Griffin, your rank sessions will be a lot shorter. So I don't know if that applies to the higher ranks. We'll have to see. Question 7, we have a really interesting question here. This one I'm actually super excited for. They ask, when is the new map for Duo Hunters coming? And they say, next week, it will be Leo's Memory. So I was caught off guard by this. I thought it would be Kreeberg Racecourse, like every time. That map is like perfect for duos. Like, I don't know why, that map is literally perfect for duos. I don't know why they didn't like make it available. Like it's literally the perfect Duo Hunters map and they're not making it available in Duo Hunters. I don't know. Leo's Memory is like kind of a small map, so I don't know how I feel about that, but if nothing else, I'm super excited for this because Duo Hunters literally only has 3 maps. You have Ever Sleeping Town, Lakeside Village, and Moonlit River Park. That's it. That's all you have. So I'm really excited that we're gonna get a new Duo Hunters map. It's gonna add some more content, some more fun to Duo Hunters, so be on the lookout for some Duo Hunters Leo's Memory content coming next week. Then for question 8, they ask, as for the esports costumes, will it be the modern attire or the silhouette shown behind? So yeah, this was like a big thing that people were like, oh, the skins that we're gonna get are just the costumes behind the modern day characters. We don't actually know if it's gonna be them or the thing behind. Most people are assuming it's just gonna be the behind and we're not gonna get the modern outfits. But according to this answer, we're getting both. They say the esports series will be available with modern outfits with the within the PV, and the silhouette behind the single poster is an expansion set. So I don't know what they mean by expansion set. I can only assume it's gonna be like one of those skins that you can kind of change up. To my knowledge, Persona 5 costumes work similarly, where you can have like them in their school outfits versus them in their Phantom Thief outfits. So that might be the same with these upcoming esports costumes. So I'm actually really happy about that because I really liked mostly everybody's except for Prisoner. I thought he had like the weakest drip, but I thought everybody's costumes looked really cool. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna pick up one or two of them. And we haven't even seen what their actual like expansion set skins look like. We've only really seen silhouettes of them, so I guess if we get both of them, I'll take that, bro. That seems really cool. Finally, we have a section on experience optimization, and there isn't really much here, honestly. There is one small thing, and they say it's very difficult to see the ceilings drop by Axe Boy. The size should be increased, or they can be highlighted at all times. And they say it has been added to the optimization plan. So yeah, that's like a very, 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 very small Axe Boy buff, where it's just like an information buff, where it's just like if your trees have been destroyed, the little branches on the ground, you can easily pick them up by them being highlighted. So yeah, that'll be cool. That'll be cool. It doesn't really help out that much, but it's like a very like minuscule info buff, so that's always welcome. And yeah, everybody, that's the end of the Q&A. Definitely let me know what you thought about it. Most of the Q&As are like kind of mid, but I actually was really happy about this one. From the Ento news, from the Duo Hunters news, and then like the esports costume news, like there's a lot of good stuff on here if you ask me. So I'm pretty excited to jump into all this new content coming soon. Let me know what your favorite part about the Q&A is, or what upcoming content you want to see. But that'll be it for me. I'll see you all later, everybody. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.